Greetings, YouTube. This is another episode of TEW 2016 Red vs. Blue. This is episode 18, and we are live for Smackdown Live, which is the first episode of Smackdown Live since SummerSlam. I know it's been a little while since I've recorded an episode. I've been having issues with work for the last week or so, and because of it, I have not been in any kind of a mood to record any episodes. So I do apologize if you were wondering where I was at. I work from home. I've had a lot of issues with my work-related workstation on my computer, and I've been trying to deal with it. I've spent many long hours with the IT department for my work, trying to correct the issues, and it still has not been solved. So by the time I get done, dealing with all that in the evenings and at night, I just don't really feel like recording any episodes. So that's why I haven't recorded a new episode in about a week or so. I think it's been about a week, maybe just over a week. But yeah, I wanted to record this episode just to let people know that, the series, I haven't abandoned the series or anything like that. So without further ado, the episode is being held in front of 9,827 people at the Hancock Stadium, which I forget where exactly that's located at. I think it might have been in the southeast region of the United States. Not 100% sure. But we open up SmackDown Live with the Intercontinental title defense by the current champion, The Miz, and a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. The Miz defeated Apollo Crews in 10:54 by pinfall with a skull-crushing finale. The Miz makes defense number 4 of his WWE Intercontinental title. And apparently they do not have good chemistry, so it made for an awkward bout. Apollo had an in-ring performance of 42, The Miz 62. And The Miz is improving in technical and performance skills, which is what I'd like to see. And the match got a 58 C- rating. The next segment, Renee Young is backstage with Dolph Ziggler, and Renee Young is interviewing Dolph Ziggler about him coming up short at SummerSlam. Although he wasn't pinned, he still did not come away with the Intercontinental title, and what is his thoughts about that, and where does Ziggler go from here? And Ziggler's like, well, Renee, I understand, obviously I didn't win the Intercontinental Championship, but I wasn't pinned, so therefore I believe I have another opportunity to become Intercontinental Champion. And at this point, The Miz appears on the screen, just getting done with his victory and his match, and The Miz is like, really? Really? Ziggler, really? You think you deserve another opportunity at my Intercontinental Championship? This past Sunday at SummerSlam, I proved that I am the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. I'm the most must-see Intercontinental Champion of all time. Face it, Ziggler, you blew it. You lost. I don't care whether or not you were the one that got pinned or not. At the end of the day, who is the Intercontinental Champion? Me. And who isn't the Intercontinental Champion? You. Therefore, much like Jericho, you go into the back of the line. Because once again, Dolph, you've came up short in the big match, and you're just a pretender. And then Ziggler kind of was like, looks dejected, and Miz is like, but don't, hey, Ziggler, I'm sure one day you can get another title shot. Of course, you'll fail at that as well, but you'll get another title shot someday, but not just today. Because I'm The Miz, and I'm awesome. That segment got a 68 C+ rating. So basically just Miz letting Ziggler know that he's not getting a title shot anytime soon. And then we go to the next segment. AJ Styles comes down to the ring. And, he's reveling in the fact that he defeated the club in a handicap match at SummerSlam. And he's in the ring to announce where he goes next. And he gives the hint that, he's going to be gunning for the WWE Championship when the club's music hits and they come down to the ring and they're like, AJ, we got to commend you. You did defeat us at SummerSlam. However, that was actually a fluke because 9 times out of 10, we would have beaten you, no problem. But you just caught us in an opportune time. We were on the same page, and you just got lucky. So tonight we are challenging you to another match, to a rematch of SummerSlam, and this time the result will be different. And AJ's like, are you serious? I just defeated you guys at SummerSlam. Why should I give you another chance? I defeated you in a handicap match. This issue is over. And the club look at each other like, well, we knew you were going to cower it out, so I think we're going to show you why you need to give us a rematch. And they, look like they're about to, fight, and AJ decks Luke first, and then decks Carl, and they start to brawl, and of course the numbers game is too much for AJ, a 2-on-1 situation, and then out comes Dolph Ziggler, and he comes out, and he, helps even up the size, comes to AJ's aid, and he and AJ kind of dispatch the club, and they send them packing back up the ramp. So yeah, just basically setting up a match for tonight. Looks like it's going to be the club against AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler. Don't want a rematch of, another handicap match between the club and AJ. I wanted to, switch things up. And that segment got a 65C rating. Next segment, the New Day. They about to come out for a match, and they do their whole, Big E does their, insert city here, don't you dare be sour, clap for your world famous 2-time champs and feel the power. And out come the New Day. Big E and Xavier Woods come out, and they're all clapping. They got the WWE Tag Team Championships around their waists, and then they stop, and then they point to the back, and out comes Kofi Kingston, who made his intentions clear at SummerSlam, and he's remaining with the New Day, and they come down to the ring, and they cut a promo, and Kofi's like, it looks like the band is still together. And of course, that offer from Prisnana, it was a very, very lucrative offer. However, I just couldn't let down my 2 best friends in the whole entire world. And I couldn't let down all of you who have stood by me throughout my career. Now, Prisnana did bring up some good points. I am more than just a tag team wrestler. And I do have goals to become WWE champion one day. And trust me, I have talked to Big E and I've talked to Xavier, and they agree. They want me to become WWE champion too. So it's my goal to become the WWE champion. It may not be today, it It may not be tomorrow, may not even be next month, but sooner or later, in the next 12 months, I am going to become WWE Champion. Because New Day rocks. New Day rocks. So yeah, it's just basically Kofi explaining why he turned down the embassy's offer and, remained by the side of the New Day. He feels a sense of loyalty to his two best friends and a sense of loyalty to the fans who, have stuck by him pretty much throughout his whole career in the WWE. But, he's let the world know that he does intend to go after the WWE Championship. He doesn't want to be known strictly as a tag team guy or, just a mid-card guy whose ceiling is the Intercontinental or the United States Championship. So that segment got a 67C+ rating. And we move on. In a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, the New Day defeated the Ascension at 9:38 when Kofi Kingston defeated Connor by pinfall with a midnight hour. And the New Day make defense number 4 of their WWE Smackdown Tag Team titles. Connor had an in-ring performance of 48, Victor 52, Big E 67, and Kofi Kingston 73. No worker improvements. The match got a 67C+ rating. And after the match, Renee is backstage with Prince Nana, and they're watching back that whole segment, the New Day promo and the match on the monitor backstage. And Renee's like, Prince Nana, obviously you can't be too pleased about Kofi turning down your offer at SummerSlam and staying with the New Day. What are your reactions? And Prince Nana's like, I was actually expecting that. And that's one thing I liked about Kofi is that he has a sense of loyalty. But that's not the end for the embassy because I'm always one step ahead. I always know my next move before everyone else does. So I did have a suspicion that Kofi would turn me down, but that's okay because sooner or later, Kofi Kingston will see the light. He will see the way of the embassy. However, until then, he and the other members of the New Day will pay the price, and they will pay dearly, because the embassy will come out ahead. So basically, he's just saying that, he kind of saw it coming, but he does still have plans, and he's not done with his pursuit of Kofi Kingston. And sooner or later, Kofi Kingston will see the light and come to his side and join the embassy. So that segment got a 51D+ rating. We move on. In a decent match, the Wyatt family, well, basically Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt at this point defeated the Usos, and Jimmy Uso returned from his injury in 12:47 when Bray Wyatt defeated Jimmy Uso by pinfall with his sister Abigail. Jay had an in-ring performance of 63, Jimmy 63, Bray 77, and Luke Harper 58. And Jay Uso is improving in performance skills. The match got a 74B- rating, so a pretty good rating there. After the match, the Ascension hit the ring and they jump the Usos. Because if you remember, it was the Ascension who injured Jimmy Uso's ankle and put him out of action for a month. And they're wanting to come and basically put both of them on the shelf until Enzo and Cass come out and save the Usos from further injury. And no worker improvements there. The segment got a 55C- rating. And the next match, in a poor match, Alicia Fox defeated Paige defeated Naomi and Sasha Banks in 7:49 when Paige defeated Naomi by pinfall with a rampage following interference from Ashley Lane, which If you don't know who Ashley Lane is, that's the former Madison Rayne of TNA fame. So she has made her debut, aligning herself with Alicia Fox and Paige. I'm probably not going to keep Ashley Lane as Ashley Lane. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure what name I want to call her. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that she is actually unnamed. Like, they don't, the commentators don't say, who she is. Just that an unnamed woman has helped out Alicia Fox and Paige in this match. I just wanted someone with decent enough skills that has been wanting to be called up from NXT to bolster the SmackDown Live Women's Division, and she was one of them. So I called her up. Paige had an in-ring performance of 52, Alicia Fox 39, Sasha Banks 60, and Naomi 43. And Naomi's improving in Rumble skills. The match got a 55C- rating. Next segment, Sami Zayn is backstage in the locker room, and then Kevin Owens walks up to him. Like, he comes into the locker room and he's like, Sami, what happened at SummerSlam? Why didn't you take my help? Because if you remember, Owens came in during the Sami Zayn Brock Lesnar match and gave Lesnar a pop-up powerbomb. Instead of pinning Lesnar, at least attempting to pin Lesnar, Sami was yelling at Owens and telling him to go away, which allowed, time for Lesnar to recover, which Lesnar obviously ended up winning the match. And Sami's like, what do you mean, what happened? You came in and you stuck your nose where it didn't belong, and you tried to give me the match against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I did not need or want your handout. And Kevin's like, what do you mean you didn't need it? You were getting your ass kicked. And I came in because, I felt a little bit of sympathy for you. Because, Lesnar is like twice your size. And, he was bullying you around. And even though we've had our differences, I still consider you a friend. Deep down inside, I still consider you a friend. And I wanted to stick up for you. I wanted to be there and try to help you beat Brock Lesnar. Sami's like, I didn't need your help. I didn't want you there. All you did was make matters worse. And I appreciate if you left. And Kevin's like, so this is the things I get. We spent the last couple of years tearing each other's heads up. In NXT, on Raw, on SmackDown. And I tried to make amends, and you're not appreciative of it. And, no wonder, and Kevin's just like frustrated that, Sami doesn't, isn't showing appreciation for what Kevin thinks is a noble act. And Sami's like, Kevin, I do appreciate the fact that you want to try to be my friend again, but, I didn't need you to interfere on my behalf. If I was going to lose to Brock Lesnar, I wanted to do it on my own. If I were to beat Brock Lesnar, I wanted to do it on my own. But I didn't want your help. And then basically it gets to the point where they get in each other's faces, and then Edge comes in, he's like, guys, knock it off. You guys have been going around the horn for years, tearing each other's heads off. That match at Battleground was supposed to be the end of your feud, the end of your rivalry, and we drafted you to SmackDown Live, not for you to fight each other every week for the next 5 years. We drafted you both because you both are supremely talented, but this has got to stop. And this is why I went to the proper channels and I got these. And he hands both Sami and Kevin, envelopes. And they're like, what are these? And Edge is like, just open it, read it, and open it and read it. And they both look at it. They open up the letter and they read it, and they're like, "This is a restraining order against Sammy." And Kevin's like, and Sammy's like, "This is a restraining order against Kevin." So wait, like, yeah, what I did, guys, is I created a restraining order against each of you. Basically, what this means is neither one of you can be near each other anymore. You know, you guys aren't going to be challenging each other to matches. You're not going to be in altercations backstage, in the ring. Nothing. The only time that either one of you can have any sort of interaction is, you know, whether it be the Royal Rumble, some kind of tournament, anything that is beyond your control. So, you know, Sammy, you're not going to challenge Kevin to a match. Kevin, you're not going to challenge Sammy to a match. You know, you're not going to interrupt each other's promos. You're not going to talk backstage. None of it. The only way you got this restraining order will be lifted is if you can get along. And you can get along for an extended period of time. And you can prove to me that, you know, this bickering and arguing like an old married couple isn't going to happen anymore. So you take those, you can frame them on your lockers, but from now on, this isn't going to happen. And Kevin looks at it, and he looks at the letter, looks at Edge, looks at Sammy, and huffs, and, you know, storms off. He's like, and Edge is like, "This is for your own good, Sammy." And then Edge leaves, and so yeah, just basically a storyline to get them, you know, to stop feuding, to stop interacting with each other, because I think it's time for a different direction. And I think, you know, this restraining order against each other is a good way to, you know, prevent them from wanting to, you know, fight each other, except unless it's a Royal Rumble or if, you know, they happen to face each other in some kind of tournament, you know, something that's not in their control. But that segment got a 71C plus rating. And then we move on to another backstage interview. Renee Young is with Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. And Renee asks about their loss to the Forgotten at SummerSlam and what this means, which means that Roman Reigns cannot fight for the WWE Championship for the rest of the year. And Dean Ambrose must face a member of the Forgotten in a WWE Championship match at an upcoming pay-per-view. And Dean's like, you know, we would have won if it wasn't for Seth Rollins and his drama with Triple H. You know, we were perfectly content, you know, fighting them on our own until Seth had to stick his nose where it didn't belong. And Roman's like, Dean, you know, give it up, Seth. Maybe Seth has changed. Maybe Seth has turned over a new leaf. Maybe he has seen the error of his ways. You saw that he came out after being attacked by Triple H. You know, maybe, you know, just maybe things will be different. And Dean's like, after what he's done to us, no, he has not changed. It's just that Triple H stabbed him in the back before Seth could stab Triple H in the back, just like he stabbed us in the back. And because of it, you can't fight for the WWE Championship, and I have to face, you know, one of those 5 malcontents for the WWE Championship. And Roman's like, yeah, well, at least you still have the WWE Championship. I can't face you for the WWE Championship for the rest of the year. You know, so it's not all bad for you. So I don't know why you're acting like this is horrible. And Dean's like, what are you trying to say? And Roman's like, you know what I'm saying? I lost more in that match than you. And yet you're upset over it. And Dean's like, yeah, you damn right I'm upset. I'm upset that I lost. I'm upset that Seth Rollins came out and lost the match for us. I'm upset over you, not being able to fight for the WWE Championship. Yeah, that would mean we would fight, but we're brothers. At the end of the day, we'd pound fists and we'd go out and have a few drinks. But now, what are you going to do? You're going to, wander around aimlessly? You're not going to be, pushing me to my limit. I'm going to not be able to push you to your limit. And Roman's like, hey, it's okay. We'll deal with it. But tonight, we got to face Alberto Del Rio and Baron Corbin. But once we're done with that, then we can talk some more about this. So basically, they're not happy they lost at SummerSlam, which obviously, why would they be, happy that they lost? And just kind of like a little uneasiness because Roman's mad that, he won't get to fight for the WWE Championship, and Dean's just not happy that he's still bitter about the whole Seth Rollins thing. So that segment got a 67C plus rating. And about that good wrestling and a decent reaction for the crowd, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose defeated Baron Corbin and Alberto Del Rio in 1821 when Dean Ambrose defeated Alberto Del Rio by pinfall with an assisted powerbomb. Alberto Del Rio had an in-ring performance of 75, Baron Corbin 53, Dean Ambrose 84, and Roman Reigns 84. Roman Reigns is improving in flying skills, and Baron Corbin is improving in technical skills, and they match got a 76B minus rating, so not a bad match at all, especially considering Baron Corbin's in the match. And after the match, Roman and Dean are in the ring celebrating when on the Titantron you see the Forgotten appear. And Cody's like, congratulations, Dean and Roman. You won a victory, which is what you did not do at SummerSlam, because, as you remember, we won, like we said we would. And what that means is Roman Reigns, unfortunately for you, the only time you see the WWE Championship is when the champion is holding it, at least until the end of the year. And Dean, what does that mean for you? That means coming up, one of us will be facing you and beating you for the WWE Championship. Now, who might be facing you for the WWE Championship? Well, if you watched Raw, you would see that Drew McIntyre will be facing John Cena for the Universal Championship. So it won't be Drew, luckily for you. However, will it be Damian Sandow, Bad News Barrett, me, Cody Rhodes, or the Ryback? Now, we won't reveal our hand just yet, but rest assured, sooner rather than later, you will find out. Until then, I bid you guys a good day. So, the segment got a 76B minus rating, just a way for them to appear to let Dean and Roman know that, they're not finished with them, especially Dean, because Dean has what they want, the WWE Championship. And now it's time for our main event, in a bout that had in a decent match. The Club defeated Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles in 1754 when Carl Anderson defeated AJ Styles by pinfall with a Magic Killer. During the match, we had Dolph Ziggler turn on AJ Styles. So basically, what happened is, AJ's in the ring, and he's getting the heat on him by the Club, and he tags in, he gets the hot tag into AJ, and AJ, Dolph is cleaning house on both Anderson and Gallows. And then, Dolph, basically sends them to the outside, and Ziggler then tags AJ back in, even though AJ, he just took a beating, so he's not like 100% yet. But Ziggler tags in AJ anyway, and AJ kind of like looks at Ziggler like, okay, I just tagged you in, but okay. So AJ comes in the ring, and so AJ gets back into the match, and the end comes where AJ is setting up Carl Anderson for the Styles class, but then in comes Ziggler and nails AJ with a super kick. And this allows the club to hit the Magic Killer on AJ and get the pinfall victory. So Luke Gallows had an in-ring performance of 49, Carl Anderson 54, AJ Styles 67, and Dolph Ziggler 64. And AJ Styles is improving in performance skills. The match had a 64C rating. And now we are going to turn Dolph Ziggler heel. It was a complete success. And we close the show with AJ Styles laid out in the ring. Ziggler and the club are looking at each other. And the club hold up the Too Sweet sign. And Ziggler looks at them and he smiles and he then Too Sweets the club. And Smackdown ends with the three of them Too Sweeting over AJ's laid out body. So yeah, Ziggler turned heel and has aligned himself with the club. Very interesting. And that segment got a 65C rating. And that last match probably tanked the rating, but it's for the greater good. Yeah, 69C plus rating. But once again, not too fussed over it. It's for the greater good. And that'll do it for this episode. So if you like the episode, give me a thumbs up. I'll leave a comment. What do you think of the episode? What do you think about the Dolph Ziggler heel turn? And until next time, take care.